Hello, everyone, and thank you for taking time to attend this call. I'm Sir Rajiv, Head of Research at Fundamental Research, and our guests today are Jason Williams and Eldad Bentora, co-CEOs of Kidoz Inc. We truly have a global gathering today. Jason is based in London, UK. Eldad is in Tel Aviv, and I'm in Vancouver. And from the list of attendees, I see we have investors from across the globe. So Kidoz runs a kids safe ad network, which reaches 300 million kids every month. They announced their Q1 results yesterday, which showed a 58% year-over-year increase in revenue. Kidoz is in our top picks list. Shares are up 240% year-over-year. Now, if you wish to see our entire list of top picks, I encourage you to check out our platform, researchfrc.com. If you become a member, you will have real-time access to all of our reports, as well as our list of top picks. As of May 10th, 2021, our top picks were up 65% on average since we initiated coverage. So the agenda for today is I will kick off the call with our thoughts on the growing digital ad space and opportunities in the sector. Jason and Eldad will take over from there and introduce us to Kidoz, provide some highlights of their latest Q1 results, and some catalysts we can watch out for the year. For listeners, you can either wait till the end to ask questions, or if you have questions during the presentation, feel free to type them in and we'll try to respond to them. We encourage questions to be directed to Kidoz since we have both CEOs on the call today. Here are some key disclaimers. Please take a moment. Okay, let's get started. So work from home and remote learning environments caused by the pandemic have resulted in a significant increase in digital activities. As shown in this chart, 43% of internet users are spending more time on social media, 36% are spending more time on mobile apps, and 54% on video streaming services. This significant increase in engagement offers advertisers an excellent platform to gain exposure. As shown here, global digital ad spending is expected to grow by 38% over the next 5 years. Traditional media ad spending is declining as advertisers focus more on digital ads. We believe this is due to a shift in media consumption towards digital platforms versus TV, radio, and others. Digital ads in the US is expected to account for 62% of total ad spending this year versus 49% in 2018. Now, within digital ads, mobile devices are rapidly gaining market share, as shown here. By 2025, 65% of all digital ads will be on mobile devices. A sector we are seeing strong growth is the kids market. Check out the chart on the left here. 19% of 8-year-old kids now use mobile devices versus just 11% 5 years ago. And for 10-year-olds, 36% use mobile devices now versus 19% 5 years ago. The chart on the right shows that 20% of kids get their first cell phone before reaching 8 years. Like all adults, kids are also spending more time now on mobile devices. Here are two examples. An app called Roblox, which is popular among kids of ages between 9 and 12, saw an 82% year-over-year increase in activity in the first 9 months of 2020. Also, there was a 144% increase in messages sent and received online by kids in 2020. Now, that's a combination of the pandemic, the impact of the pandemic, and also increasing usage of internet by children. To summarize, an increasing number of kids aged 2 to 11 are shifting away from TV. We believe individuals in this age group are not actively choosing to move away from TV. Rather, it is parents who are enabling the adoption of digital medium for kids. On top of that, the pandemic is causing kids to spend more time online, be it for education or entertainment. In our view, online learning platforms will remain in some capacity post-pandemic. Based on these factors, we expect the kids market to grow faster than the broader digital ad space. As shown in the chart here, spending on digital ads to children have almost doubled in the past 3 years, and it's up 5 times over the past 9 years. With that, I would like to welcome Eldad and Jason, co-CEOs of Kidoz. Gentlemen, you'll be able to share your screen in a second. Please go ahead
Great.
when you're ready.
Thank you very much, Sid. Really excited to be here and excited to show you Kidoz and what we've been doing and some tremendous results that we've been achieving. So I'm just gonna launch this deck up here, which I think you can now see. Is that right?
Yep.
Great. So Kidoz is a mobile network. We are a digital platform for advertising, for reaching kids globally. And we've been growing tremendously fast and had some spectacular results, which we'll show you here. These are our forward-looking statements, which I'm sure you're familiar with. We do have projections and some strong catalysts for growth contained in our presentation here. So just a quick introduction. As I said, mobile platform for advertising is what Kidoz is. We've built this entire platform from the ground up. We're focused on apps in mobile. So brands, the biggest ones in the world, Lego, Disney, Nickelodeon, huge brands come to us through our sales network and they want to reach kids. So they place ads into our network and we run them across thousands of different apps that are running our technology. And this is from the ground up tech that we've built and own and operate. We have a global presence, which is important in AdTech because we are a 24-hour system. It's important to have 24-hour service and tech on hand for activating campaigns and keeping all of these clients and brands happy. And because we're AdTech, we're running within the mobile environment, we're trusted partners of both Google and Apple because we safely, compliantly, and privately monetize apps, which is something that's very important within the kids sector because it's highly regulated. But all of these trends and regulations benefit kiddos. So taking a quick look at how we've performed over the past few years, you can see here that we're doing more than 50% year-over-year annual growth. And we feel that we've hit an inflection point late in 2020 when we really started to take off, once the COVID situation came in and brands kind of felt their feet, what they wanted to do. They worked their marketing budgets and it just sped towards mobile in a rate that we were seeing, but that rate increased dramatically. And we had a record Q4, which put us profitable for all of 2020. And that has continued into 2021 with results that we just released yesterday. So here we've got these up on the screen. So Sid mentioned, thanks Sid, that we had growth of 58% for the total group revenues, but actually it was even stronger than that because if we're looking at our core product, which was the AdTech system, that grew 68% year over year. Healthy cash position, where cash flow coming in. Q1 is the weakest quarter of the year. It is a bit of a seasonal business with Q4 being heavy. So we did have a loss still, which is in the results there, but very healthy business, growing quickly, and we're expecting great things this year. And the final point there, you can see that historically, Q1 has only contributed 12% of revenues for the year. And so that has us tracking upwards of 11, 12 million from a year where we just did 7. So really strong growth, really excited about what we're doing. And we're busy. So here I'm gonna let Eldad take over a little bit and talk about the strategy and how we've arrived where we're at.
Hi, everyone. My name is Eldad. I'm based in Israel. And in order to understand Kidoz, I think we should zoom out for a second and look at what's happening in the media consumption and how do kids consume media today. And You know, less than 10 years ago, the situation was more or less like we see on the upper right picture, where the kids were sitting in the living room watching TV. And the situation today, I don't know how many of you are parents, but is more like the picture on the lower right. I actually took this picture at my own house, and I was covering the TV, not that it interfered with what they were doing. So mobile is definitely becoming the dominant player. If we look into the numbers, we can see that for the ages of 2 to 11 and 12 to 17, linear TV lost almost 50% of their audience. And the tragedy is that kids brands, you know, the Disney and Legos and toy manufacturers and media companies, they pretty much lost their #1 performing media to reach kids. If they wanted to promote their toys or products or cereals, they used to run it on TV, and now they don't have the ability to reach so many kids at scale. So where are kids? Where do they actually see ads? Where do they actually engage with brands? On mobile. Mobile became the #1 screen for kids. They spend more than 5 hours per day, whether we like it or not. Obviously, we're not judging anyone here. We're just helping it, making it safer. When it comes to teens, actually they spend more than 7 hours a day on mobile. And when we are looking specifically, what do they do? Where do they see the ads? 70% of kids play games. They see ads on games where we operate, and 56% see ads on YouTube and TikTok. They watch ads while watching videos. And we obviously focus on the game segment, but I'll further deep into the gaming sector in a minute. So as we see, the gaming sector, the gaming segment is the leading one in the app stores on Google Play and iOS. You know, as we all know, kids are not watching the news and kids are not using utilities, they play games, right? And this is our focus. This is where our solution is embedded. And this is why this is the #1 sector among kids. Keep in mind that kids represent today 30% of all internet users, and they are 40% of all new internet users. So it's the biggest niche in the internet space and obviously in the mobile space. So no wonder advertisers are following the kids, and this year they'll spend $1.7 billion in digital advertising. You can see on the right side, you know, the brown columns represent the digital spend, which is growing 21% year over year, where the pink columns are the spending on TV, which actually shrinks. And it is working for brands. It is working for advertisers, because when we are asking kids, how do they hear about new toys? How does it influence purchases? 41% of kids say that the way they explore, the way they find new toys to buy is through mobile ads. So mobile is the #1 influencer when it comes to purchases. And in today's world, parents don't think, what do they want to buy to their kids? They're actually buying what their kid is asking. So the nag factor became the only factor, and the only thing that we as parents buy is what we are being requested. This is why mobile is influencing kids and then influence purchase. This chart is showing what we did. We actually decided to grow our inventory, to grow the ability for advertisers to reach kids on mobile. So we created an SDK, we created a solution that kids apps can embed within their apps and show safe ads, kid relevant ads within their apps. And the chart on the left is showing the growth and the numbers of active apps using us as a solution. And you can see the constant growth and the adoption rate of the Kidoz SDK, the Kidoz solution. And we were chosen by the biggest and most popular content creators in the kid space, the biggest publishers in the kid space, like Budge Studio, Outfit 7, Wildworks. All of them are pretty known, probably to your kids more than yourself. Maybe I'll return the deck to you, Jason, to continue.
Sure. So thanks, Eldad. So in Eldad's slides there was one of the points that was talking about who was supplying the ads to the game industry. And it was Kidoz, obviously. And the second is one of our main competitors, and that is a company called Super Awesome. And Super Awesome was recently acquired by Epic Games for an undisclosed amount, which we believe is around $300 million US. And so Super Awesome is a great company, and they've done a lot to champion the kid-safe arena. And they have found a home in Epic Games. But when we look at the mobile area, which is where Kidoz is really focused, Super Awesome has a few different business verticals in kid-safe consulting and desktop and influencers, whereas Kidoz is totally focused on the mobile segment because we see it as the highest growth and the highest potential. And so really we are the leaders within this segment. We've got the most apps, the most publishers, and the biggest reach within this mobile area. And so this strength is really starting to shine now as we see many brands come and evaluate the opportunities on mobile and are selecting Kidoz because of that reach and because of that focus. And we think this is going to be a very deciding factor over the coming months, even within 2021, as Kidoz performance really starts to increase. And what is happening at Kidoz that's giving us really interesting developments and an ability to scale what we're doing is that we're investing very heavily into our technology, and to the point where we've operated really until now on this bottom area here, which we'll call direct IOs, which are insertion orders. So in direct sale business for digital advertising, typically the agency or sales rep is talking with the brand and they're interested in a campaign, and they will negotiate the terms and a deal will be signed. And this is how we've generated the 7 million in 2020. But we know because of the digital landscape that there are opportunities beyond just this one way of doing business. And this is in programmatic advertising. And because of Kidoz's huge reach, we have just a massive amount of inventory available to us. And so we are investing in ways to fill that inventory beyond doing the direct deals. And so the first way that is coming out just now in Q2 is supporting what we'll call PMP, which are private deals. And so these are deals that we can find through brands and through agencies that are going to come programmatically to us. So there's less negotiation, there's less physical dealings. And so these ads are coming on and it's helping us to scale. And then what we are also investing in, and which is getting closer, is full programmatic support, which will give us the opportunity to fill hundreds of millions, billions of impressions every month in a way that becomes fully programmatic and is fully scalable beyond what we're doing. And to give you a sense for the size of this opportunity, we can see here that actually on a monthly basis, we're only selling about 12% right now of our ads. And so we've got just an enormous opportunity in front of us that we are bringing to market in 2021. And so will this scale our revenues by the 8 times, by the 12% to 100 would indicate? No, because we do sell a lot of the premium advertising. The best goes to the direct sellers. although there are definitely opportunities to bring this once our system is live and once our system is really moving. Actually the number is a little bit hard to know. We've put our projections kind of up into the 12 million range for 2021. It is challenging to get there, but we believe it's possible, which you'll see on this chart here. And then 2022, we really start to pull away. 2023 and 4 are obviously getting big and very high numbers. And we're maintaining our profitability here throughout because we've reached that now. We don't see any reason to dip into the red, sorry, on a yearly basis. And we've got the staff, we've secured a great team, and we've got everything we need to scale this business, which is already happening beneath us. And there's really not that many unknowns in what it's going to take to achieve these results. And just to give you an even closer look at how our forecasting has been very accurate. These are the forecasts in the red orange color was what we forecasted, and then the blue is what we achieved. And so if you look, the only forecast that we haven't met was Q2 2020, which was in the heart of COVID because there were just so many unknowns, and that quarter was challenging because media budgets froze. But then we saw Q3 kick off, and Q4, as I was mentioning, was a breakaway quarter where we did 3.5 million in a single quarter. And Q1 was great, and we're holding that more than 50% year over year. And Q2 is off to a great start as well. And so, we've got a big Q4 ahead of us to break that 5 million number. But we believe we can do it, and with the systems coming to market, it could be even bigger. So we're really excited about the opportunities in front of us, and that is reflected in the share performance. And so, back in 2020, we were more undiscovered and trading at a lower level. And then as the high growth and big revenues were announced from the Q4, we really saw a big double there, and the volume pick up, and that has held very nicely. And we're really enthused with that, and we feel that we've got a long way to go. Management is holding a very large percentage of the company here, and all of our rewards will be coming through many more multiples of this stock price, which is what our only objective is over the next coming years. And so we invite you to look at it more deeply and to ask us questions, and to consider coming on for an investment in Kidoz. And so Kidoz is really poised for great success. We're a leader in our segment. We're in a very strong expanding market. We've got regulatory and market trends greatly in our favor, and we've got an X factor piece of technology that's coming out in literally very, very soon. It's entering beta as we speak, and so there's huge opportunities right before us in this company. So thank you very much, everyone, for listening, and really invite your questions at this time. Eldad and I would be happy to take them.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. We can now open the call to a Q&A. Listeners, attendees, if you have any questions, please feel free to type them in, or you can click on the raise hand option and I can unmute you. So in the meantime, Jason and Eldad, we have some questions here that was sent while you were speaking. Can you please talk about competition in the space? What is Kidoz market share?
Sure. Market share is tricky to put a finger on because it's not reported exactly how much is put out in the mobile line, but it's a very strong growing segment. So if we did 7 million on mobile in 2020, Super Awesome, we don't know how much they did. Eldad, I don't know if you'd be willing to hazard a guess. Not sure if you're there,
Sorry,
but
sorry, I was muted. Yeah,
no
I was
problem.
muted. Super Awesome from mobile, we assume it's in the 20 million range, but they will maybe focus out of mobile at the moment. The biggest player in the space grabbing most of the attention is YouTube. YouTube grabs most of the dollars from advertisers these days, but advertisers, most of them tend to feel concerned about YouTube and are looking for alternatives because they are concerned from safety reasons. Many brands, including Mattel, Hasbro, and others, decided to shrink their budgets targeted at YouTube because they want to care more about kids' privacy. They don't want to see their content alongside problematic content.
Right.
So we see ourselves as becoming the alternative for advertising on YouTube.
I do think there is a big shift that's coming away from YouTube. I mean, our performance, when a lot of marketers, they look at the different metrics that you can achieve in the advertising. So they look at how many people watched and how long they watched for and how many clicked on it. And we have heard from many marketers that Kidoz's performance is exceptional. And that's why we see so many rebookings and so much interest from the large global brands looking to increase their spend each year and each quarter actually as well. And so market share wise, we're definitely increasing. And with the investments that we've made to bring on more and more apps, that is paying dividends because they know that they get the biggest reach and the best performance from Kidoz.
Oh, gentlemen, are you able to talk about competition within the ad network space? I mean, the SDKs for publishers or game, companies that own apps.
Sure.
How many choices do they have? And you can talk about how Kidoz is positioned versus
Sure.
others.
They have a lot of choice, and most apps are running probably between at least 3 to 7 or 8 SDKs at the same time. And so they will use technology which helps them to maximize the earnings from all of the different networks. And Kidoz is positioned very strongly because we are leaders in the KIDZ.V arena. And so a lot of the other networks are not, well, actually all of them except Super Awesome are not focused on the KIDZ.V area. So it's just us and Super Awesome with an SDK focused on KIDZ.V. And, you can see from the market adoption numbers what the developers and publishers are choosing first, and that is Kidoz. But we do have to compete with the other networks, but it's a different type of competition. So we're bringing in great branded deals from Lego and Mattel, and these ads are what the publishers really want because they don't want ads that are necessarily going to take the user away to go play a different game, which is often what comes from many of the other networks is other mobile advertising. And
You
Eldad,
talked
I don't know.
about kids compliant networks. How many ad networks are there out there who are compliant, that are compliant for kids?
Not many. Eldad, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, sure. Google recently, about a year ago, certified about 10 networks globally. Among them are the biggest ad networks in the world. But it was important for Google to reach out to us and certify us first because they see us as extremely important for publishers of kids content. And again, for them, for this huge niche, about 30% of internet users, Kidoz is crucial because we are the only network that will provide them with safe ads. So instead of showing ads for Uber or Tinder, they will show ads for Lego and Disney. And it is extremely important for those app publishers to maintain the satisfaction of parents So this is why the relevancy and the safety of ads is extremely important to them, and this is why they reach out to us. So we complete their app experience strongly with relevant and safe and cute ads. Whether
I think it's important, Eldad just mentioned one statistic there too, which is sometimes we think that, the kids traffic or kids segment is small, but in fact, it's upwards of 35% of all internet, all games traffic is from kids. And so really that is telling us the scale and size and importance of monetizing this traffic properly and compliantly. And therefore, all of the app owners really need to pay attention to it. Even if their core focus is not kids, they have kids in their traffic, they need to pay attention to it, and they need to have solutions such as Kidoz to keep them compliant and keep them earning on every impression.
Yeah, that was very useful. Next question is, what does it mean when you say only 12% of your capacity is utilized? I think for this question, maybe, do you mind talking to our followers on how does an app select which ad network to use or which ads to show?
Sure.
Maybe from that, the audience will understand,
Right. So just like we explained that any app will have multiple ad networks installed. So they use technology called mediation, and which puts the networks onto a waterfall. And so what happens is they will say, I need an ad, or I have a slot for an ad, and all of the networks will then put in a price, and then it will pick one of them, often the highest one. And so the one that it wants to pick first will get the first opportunity to bid the price that it wants to pay. And so right now we have 8 times more opportunities to fill an ad slot than we are filling. So that's how the 12% arises. So there are only 1 out of 8 opportunities are we saying, yes, we have an ad for you and we're willing to pay for it, and here it is. All of the others we say, no, we don't have an ad right now, thank you very much. And it gets filled by one of the other networks.
So just to summarize, I mean, in layman's language, basically you have a wide network, 300 million kids,
Yes.
but you don't have enough advertisers. Once you get that advertisers in, then you can maximize your potential.
Yes, so we're constantly looking to fill more slots and also create more slots because we never know exactly what's going to come from the advertisers, what they will want. And often advertisers, they want the biggest reach possible. So even though, we'll take 1 from app A and 1 from app B instead of 5 from app A. So you need to keep adding more apps because that's what the advertisers want. They want variety and they want to reach as many people as possible. And so it's our goal as the operators of Kidoz to increase our reach, increase the apps, and also increase the number of ads so that we're filling every slot. And then that rewards the company and our investors and ourselves to really scale up the opportunity. And that's why we're so focused on the technology, because AdTech is about the technology. It's about connecting these pipes together so that you can flow as much inventory through the pipes and monetize at the highest rate possible. And that's why it's completely scalable, absolutely scalable. Nothing really stops the growth of this.
Perfect. 300 million kids. What's the geographical distribution of your network?
Eldad, you want to take that one or shall I?
Sure. We're tremendously focused on tier 1 countries, US, UK, English-speaking countries. After English-speaking countries, we focus on European countries, Germany, France, Italy, Spain. This is our 2nd largest in terms of revenue making. And then we move to the rest of the world where we have a huge exposure in India, Brazil, Russia, and we're entering China right now. So the opportunities are extremely wide. We focused where the money is, where advertising dollars are mature enough to grab. but the world is wide open and waiting for us to tap into. We recruit new sales houses on a monthly basis. So the rest of world part of our revenues is about to grow tremendously fast in the next year or two.
Got it. How is your balance sheet? Any need to go back to the market to raise capital?
We don't need to, no. We've got a healthy balance sheet with almost 3 million working capital, I believe, in the Q1 statement, and a healthy cash line. At the same time, if we felt the stock was in the right place, then we would consider a round to speed our growth. But we're not looking at this level right now, no.
Yeah. One of the nicest things that we like about Kidoz is that not only that it's targeting a rapidly growing market, but the company's business model allows it to grow significantly with minimal marketing budget, marketing dollars. Now, do you mind expanding on that, please?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, because we are a B2B company, we don't need to acquire customers with spending money at all. And so, we do engage in more marketing, and it is something that we're focused on as a group in terms of raising the profile of the company and increasing our voice on the B2B channels. But in terms of spending to acquire customers, it's not at all a conversation that we have, nor a challenge that we have, because our customers we get connected from both sides. The apps come to us because they want advertising, and the advertisers come to us because they want to reach kids, and we're the solution in the middle. And so we get our supply and we get our demand just through business development and legwork. So there's the investment in time and the right people and the right brands, but there's no spend to acquire customers.
It's actually Kidoz's customers or the apps who are the ones spending marketing dollars to expand their reach. So if Kidoz can just connect advertisers to publishers, their work is done. Is that a fair statement?
It's very true, actually. And we've actually had very high growth in just those apps, like you mentioned, starting to spend more money because the Kidoz SDK is so high performing. They are asking us for more and more installs of their own apps so that they can grow, because the best apps want to grow and they need good inventory to find more installs. And so it's a whole nother revenue channel that we've been growing quite healthily over the last little while because of the high performance of the technology.
Okay, I don't see any more questions, but I think one key element that we didn't talk about today is Kidoz's management, which we believe is very strong. So do you mind giving a quick summary?
Sure. So, you've heard plenty from myself, Jason Williams. I'm Canadian and I've been living in London now for some time. And my co-CEO here, Eldad, has been running technology companies. I'm sure he can tell you. And then the rest of our team, we have our executive chairman, Tarni Williams, who is a well-known technology entrepreneur in Canada. And I encourage you to look him up on the internet, and is very active in helping us to work on the capital structure and the company as a whole, and is very engaged and is a very large shareholder as well. And then we have a fantastic technology team that is led between Vancouver and Tel Aviv, and is really changing the trajectory of this company. I'm not sure if you have anything else to add there, Eldad, but we're very pleased and very happy.
Yeah, indeed. And for me, Kidoz is my third startup. The previous two were successfully sold, and I'm sticking to this one because I think that this is my biggest one. But I was running payment services and dating services, and I'm super proud of Kidoz, our last one.
Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see any more questions. So thank you so much, everyone, for taking time today. A recording will be uploaded on our YouTube channel shortly. We'll be publishing an update report on Kidoz also shortly. So please ensure you become a member of our platform, researchfrc.com, and you'll get an alert when we publish a new report. Gentlemen, thank you so much. And thank you to everyone, and wish you all the best and stay safe.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Sid. Yeah, appreciate the opportunity. Thank you everyone for listening. Take care. Have a great day.